Hi, I'm Van Helker with Waterline Boats, and Waterline Boats is the sales and service center for DMS Holland here in the Pacific Northwest. DMS Holland manufactures stabilizers, including the MagnusMaster rotor stabilizer, which uses the Magnus effect to stabilize boats while underway. I'm in Seattle aboard Nordhavn 41 with Nate, and we're going to discuss his personal experience with the DMS MagnusMaster stabilizer.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting with us today, Nate.
Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Beautiful boat.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about your boat? What are we aboard right now, and why did you choose this boat?
This is a Nordhavn 41. It's their newest model and their smallest model, and it differs from the classic Nordhavns with pilot houses. There is no pilot house. The helm is right down here in the main cabin, and there's a door that goes out to a gate, and I liked that because I can jump right off the helm and out onto the dock and secure the boat. And it's a very safe boat. It's a heavy boat. It's 45,000 pounds, and it has wonderful stability. Now that said, this thing is 45,000 pound round chines with 4,000 pounds of ballast down in the, so its riding moment is snappy.
Mm-hmm.
So you need stabilization on this boat because you roll, you pop, right? Yeah.
Good reasons. So a question I had, there are many forms of stabilization on the market. Why did you choose a MagnusMaster?
I learned about the MagnusMaster from our representative, Mark Gilbert from Nordhavn, who helped us buy the boat. And he said, as we were talking about, the boat comes with everything standard. There was not a lot of selections to be had, but we were talking about the couple selections that there were. And he goes, and he said, there's this new stabilization that the owners of Nordhavn, Jim and Jeff Leishman, really like. They went aboard a big, heavy Cape Horn trawler.
Mm-hmm.
They went aboard that thing. The guy had just installed those down in San Diego. And Jim and Jeff were really impressed by it. He says, and it relies on the Magnus effect. And I thought, what is the Magnus effect? And then I thought, I was intrigued by that. And then I went to the DMS MagnusMaster website, and I saw the videos and how the thing works, the spinning arm and the electronic controls that measure the motion of the boat 10 times per second. And it reverses the spin according to which pressure wave you want to counter, which roll you want to counter. And it exerts this very, very powerful force, surprisingly powerful. And I was like, wow, that looks really interesting. And then the other thing was that it was electric.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to have a big hydraulic oil tank hanging down there in the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice down there. It's really roomy and nice, but still it took up a lot of room.
Mm-hmm.
And on this boat, it only required one stabilizer, one arm, not two fins.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really attractive to me. That was nearly enough to make me choose the system. And I went, wow. So I called up the Leishman folks and I said, hey, would you put that MagnusMaster on our boat? And they go, yeah, we'll do it. And so they called Patrick, and those guys talked, and Murat Telgarin of the Boatyard, the shipbuilding company. And they shipped that thing that same day.
That same day.
I own it. I know what it can do, and I'm just totally happy with it. Another reason I chose it that I didn't know I was choosing it, even though Patrick told me there was so much to take in at the time, but this is a maintenance-free system. You don't got to do anything to this. And with the MagnusMaster, there's nothing. It's all electronic, and all of the components are this high-tech, wonderful German manufacturing. And it's just a wonderful system that just works.
What would you tell somebody that was considering installing a MagnusMaster on a new boat or an existing boat?
Well, this probably won't surprise you, but
yeah.
I'd say get it done.
Get it done. Do you have any stories from your own personal cruising over the past season here, over the past summer, that you'd like to share?
Yeah. We first got our first cruise on the boat was from here to Paulsbo for the Nordhavn rally, and then from Paulsbo to Anacortes. And so we came up right up Admiralty Inlet to the Strait of Juan de Fuca. And right where those two things meet, just north of Point Roberts, and we were well low. I heard you could bypass this by sticking to the Whidbey Island shore. That ain't so. Let me tell you.
So just outside of Port Townsend, between Port Townsend and Whidbey Island?
Yeah, right where Juan de Fuca turns into Admiralty Inlet.
Yep.
And a lot of crazy things happen there when the wind and tide is just right. Well, we hit it at optimum crazy. And Karen and I were enjoying the new boat, and we were both sitting up there in the helm station, and I said, it looks like it's going to get funny up there, honey. And indeed it did. All of a sudden, we were in 7-foot waves that were coming from everywhere all at once. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. And I actually buried the bow of this thing. We drove it right into a great big wave, came off a big one and then down and drove it into another one, and had green water coming over the bow. Now, Karen would normally be white-knuckled and approaching tears in a situation like that. And she was sitting up there, and we had the MagnusMaster going, and we were stable, and she was like, you know, this feels really good. And this held us stable like a rock through that whole thing. So that was our first experience with it, and we were just amazed.